because
Yes.
we'll have the recording, so no problem with the other. Okay, so is my voice pretty clear now?
Yeah, it's much clear. Thank you.
Okay, can you see my screen?
I don't see. No,
Yeah,
it is
I
saying
can see.
waiting to view a mid screen.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just here now.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, perfect.
okay. So today's session is data extraction, and so data extraction, I think we had done in the last class, right? For
Mhm.
yeah, we have created the QVD files. These QVD files we have created.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you have any doubts on these sections?
No. I was good so far.
As to the end, there was some technical disturbance. So I think Pratima was asking that I couldn't understand few steps. So what about you? Like, I sent you the recording also. Did you get that?
Yes, I got the recording. Yeah.
Okay. In recording, you'd find that the voice quality is very clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So today's session would be for data modeling. Okay. Now in the extraction, part, what we do, we just go for data extracting from the database server and creating our data stage. Okay. I just shown you in the QlikView demonstration also. Let me just show you that presentation. What should be our approach? What should be our approach when we are creating a BA application? Okay, so this is the presentation of data warehouse. Okay, now you can see where and uh, this is our operating systems or operational systems where you have the applications and their databases, right? And this is all about the flat file databases. Some instances there would not be only the operational data. There must be some fixed data in form of excels or xmls or any other flat files. Okay, apart from that, uh, we might have some other databases also, like web services or any other apis. So out of all, we are considering all those in a database part. Okay, so database databases are also in term of like RDBMS, flat files, XMLs, Excel spreadsheet, and legacy databases. Okay, legacy in form of like you have any other MS Access file or any old databases. Okay, so this part is basically a database. Now we have completed this portion. Okay, can you see this? So we're just fetching
Yes.
the data from the database server and transfer to a staging area. That is what in our case our data folder. Okay,
Okay.
this is our staging area. Now you can see here dimension build, fact table build, reject or exceptions, data cleansing. So here in this stage, on top of that staging area, now we are going to perform our data transformation. Okay, so first of all we extract the data to build a staging area, then we transform the data, then we load the data to our enterprise data warehouse. Okay, and followed by the data processing. Okay, so the same step will be following. This is a practical approach of a data warehousing, and all the BI tool does follow this approach. Okay, now what we do, we just fetch the data to our data stage. We may uh, fetch as many number of tables. The recommendation is not to create the views but to fetch the raw table so that you can create the views in the QlikView side. Okay, in the QlikView data model. Otherwise, in some conventional BI tools, what they use, suppose I have these many data tables. Okay, I can have a views on it also, views on this. So for example, you can see the SQL server. I can join this table, this table, this table, and some other tables to form a view, and finally I can create a QVD of that view. But it is not recommended by QlikView because you will be having a composite schema in the QlikView front end. But we want the raw table so that we will create the data model in the QlikView front end. You can see I have the
Okay.
views. Okay, we have created a views. These
I,
views,
I have a quick question, Amit. Sorry for interruption.
sure, please.
So I have installed the SQL Server on my machine.
Yeah.
Then how are the databases available for me now?
Sure, I'll
I'm
send
not
you.
able to understand how to connect here.
I'll send you the database. If you once install the SQL Server, I'll check its integrity whether it is properly installed or not. Then I'll send you a database backup file, maybe this one. Okay, this I have created for the training purpose, and some of the dummy
Okay.
applications were there. Okay, and
Okay.
this is also a live application, so that's created by me only. There is no
Okay.
proprietary by any other, so I don't have any problem to share these databases with you. Okay.
Okay. Please. Thank you.
Okay, so now as you can see, these are SQL Server views. Okay, this is our asset table, category table, and make table. Okay, likewise, if you just can select this view in form of a QVD to our data stage, that is also possible. Okay, so we can get a composite view mm, uh, in QlikView site, but it is not recommended. In this way, this connection would be a kind of join, but we suggest to have association in QlikView. I told you in the presentation that in normal view approach, normal convention, or in case of views, you can have a composite schema, and when you are going to select a record, you have to go for a bottom up approach. I mean, uh, top to bottom approach. You have to select from first of all category, then make, then model, then asset. You cannot directly select the asset, or you cannot directly select a model. You have to go come from its parent. But in association terminology, that's pretty different. QlikView will join each attribute with each other attribute. You can even select a product directly or asset directly. It will just show the relevant record from category, make, and model table. Okay, so that's the beauty of QlikView. Now, where we have reached, we could create the data mod. We could create the data stage. Now, the next stage is to perform this activity. What we'll do? We'll create a dimension table, fact tables, reject or reject exceptions. We'll do the data cleansing. For example, in our table, in QVD, we have data of let's say 10 million records. Okay, that would be very huge. So the processing of those records would be very huge, and uh, we even doesn't require that 10 million records. We want the record from 2014 to 2015 only. Okay, so in that period of time we'll do the analysis. So what kind of transformation we could apply on those QVDs, those raw QVDs? Yeah, we can use where clause where the creation date of those record start from 2014 to till date, right? Can you do so?
Yes.
Yeah. And we will also select some date attributes. We will I mean we can extract day, month, year from a single date attribute. Okay, so that can be possible. We can have some manipulated fields. We can have, well, let's say we have selling price, we have purchase price. We can dynamically add a profit column. It should be selling price minus purchase price. Okay, we can add a percentage of profit. We can add some more dynamic columns, so that would be considered in form of in the part of transformation. Okay, so all this operation we are going to perform right now. Okay, so just name this as your G data extraction. Okay, just change this color so that you'll get a feel that those all are different. Maybe maybe extraction can be in this way, this color. Okay, I told you what is the use of uh, this text box, this syntax. For example, you can see when we had loaded our QVD, we had loaded our QVD on 27th at 9 a.m. right?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's say in our application the data is growing every time, right? And based on the latest data we will do the uh, dashboard, right? Based on the latest data only. I want to see the data. I want to see the current data. Current data means that should be from yesterday to till date. Okay,
Okay.
not today's date, because all BA application does show the report of yesterday only, not today.
Okay.
Why? Why? Because our dashboard database will be loading at, let's say, 4 a.m. in the morning. Okay, how can you get the data of 10 a.m. in the morning, or even let's say 8 a.m. in the morning? So if you are saying this is a current record, that means if you are saying it says a today's record, that means it should be yesterday only. Okay,
Yesterday only.
yeah, so that means it would, today is it's 29, so it would showing the record of 28th.
28.
28th, because it will show you the record of 27th midnight to 28th midnight. That would be a fixed record, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you just consider today's date, we might not get the entire record of today, because we might get the data uh, from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. That means
4
just
a.m.
4 hour gap, because our QVDs will be loaded at 4 a.m. in the morning, early morning.
Okay.
Okay, so we does not we ever does not consider today's date in any BI system, not only QlikView but also in SAP BI, SSRS, SSAS, all the BI system. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
those who follows this extraction mode, and those who follow the live connection, that is a separate. Live connection means in every 5 minute or every hour or every 30 minutes your dashboard will be loaded, and the data of your database server will be fetched to your dashboard. So in that case, you'll be getting the live data in each hour. Okay, which is not recommended actually. If you are fetching the data from SAP system, that will be two use records will be pulled in a single QVD load. So it is suggested to not to add the load on your database servers, but load the QVD when your database server would be least used. Okay, and 4 a.m. in the morning it would be not used by any other person, so it would be free, you can fetch the data. But at the office time at 10 o'clock, if the SAP would be used by thousands of employees, if you'll fetch the data from SAP system, that moment that would be what, that performance will be slowed down, it will be just hanged off.
Okay.
So that is the funda. I mean, every VI system does follow.
Okay.
And so in the data model, just extraction will be performed. Now you can see the data is not updated, it is still 27. Now we're going to have a updated QVDs. Okay, I can even just delete this QVD, or else I can keep this QVD. The updated QVDs will be replaced on this. Okay, to show you, just I'm deleting few QVDs, not all. I've created department make model. Okay, designation make model. So and the rest of the tables are there. Now what I'm going to do, I just reload the QVD once again. What will happen?
Okay.
The QVDs, those are not exist, the new QVD will just place on there, and those that exist, the new QVD will replace this. You'll see the latest date modified time. Okay, and in here also it will be fixed as the new date time. Okay, so let us explode.
Reload.
Now got it? You get the latest date and time here.
Yes.
Even in after
Okay.
1 year also you come and see this, when these QVD were loaded. You do not have to check all those QVDs in the data stage. That would not be a
Okay.
good practice. You can just see this. Okay,
Okay.
that if a management would ask how old these data are, you can be able to answer that these data are 1 month old.
Hold. Okay.
Okay, now what's the difference you're seeing? All QVDs are newly
All
replaced
the
and the dates are
available
modified
now.
till now.
Modified.
Okay, so this is the process. Now it was all about our data extraction. So let us go to the transformation. Okay, now we're moving from this stage to this stage. Okay, this and this, these two are the same. Okay, this stage. Now once it is done, we will load this data to enterprise data warehouse for processing. Okay, so now just go to data model, data model is something like it is loading the QVD file to inline memory, and then those tables, those are there in the inline memory of the data model. That table can have the transformation. Okay, so the result what will be out from the data model, that would be a transformed result set. On it should be a composite result set. That should not be a multiple table format. That should be a single table schema which should be related to each other. Those would be joined to each other. Okay, you would see instead of using these views, we will create independent tables. See, we have a couple of tables here. In this structure, we'll create in the QlikView side also. We will join those tables, but that would not be a join, that would be a QlikView association. Okay, it should
Okay.
be so much faster. Now let us just change its name. Let us give us a let us give it as data model. And now let's go to this edit script. So these syntaxes, what does it means? It's by default syntax. So you can just remove it or you can keep it. It's no impact on the application. So it has some set statement. Set means set and let are two different methods in QlikView to create a variable. Okay, I repeat, set is method and let is a method used for creating variables. Okay, let's say I'll create a set v1 equal to 300, let v2 equal to 300. Okay, so what I did, I've created two variables. Okay, and variable is v1, v2. v1 is created in the method of set, and v2 is created in by using let. Okay, so what's the difference? Suppose I will just create set v1 equal to 300 plus 200. Okay, plus 200. Can you just see this? What would be the output? The let will evaluate the value of the variable, whereas set will take it as a string.
Okay.
Got it? So the
Yeah.
difference would be, I'm just reloading. See, for every changing in the script,
Mhm.
you have to go for reloading unless until the changes will not reflecting in the inline memory. Okay, so now I'm going to display those output of those variables. Okay, so how to call those variables in a text box? Okay, you can simply use equal to, then you can call those variables. Now our v1 was created through what? Set. As I said, set will take any value as a string, whereas let will evaluate the value of the variable.
String.
Okay, what is this? It's a string. 300 plus 200, it must be 500, whereas it's just taken as string. But if you just take v2, the output would be 500. Got it? Clear? Hello, Naveen, are you there? Hello.
Yeah, Amit. Yeah.
Okay, so the difference is
Hello,
that
Amit. Can
only.
you hear me? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you properly.
Hello,
Okay.
Amit. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
I can hear you,
Ah, okay.
Naveen. Yeah. So, uh, suppose you are declaring some integer type of value, go for let. And suppose you are declaring a path. Okay, path should be a string, so that you can just declare through set. Okay, this is the declaration of the variables. Okay, now we will just load those qvd files. So let us just rename this folder instead of bin to transformation. Okay,
And so, can I interrupt you for a second?
sure, please.
What exactly happens in the environment? Do they follow the same what do you call this folder structure or what in the environment
Yeah. Every company follow
in the
this
organization? I mean,
yeah. Every company follow this, same folder structures. I just went through the QlikView OEM training. Okay.
okay,
I used to have some, lot of webinars from QlikView also. Okay. Their
okay,
QlikView proprietary trainers are also show this kind of approach. The persons those are developed
okay,
QlikView, they show this approach.
hmm, okay, yeah,
Yeah, so in the transform, we have a data model file. So what we are going to do, we'll just create our QVDs. So to now, it's this connection would not be how we did it in the extraction folder, extraction file. Rather, it should be a data loading process. Okay, this is not just connecting to database. Rather, we can go for this because we are going to load QVD files.
hmm,
Okay, not database tables. So our QVD files are located where? Data folder. Just copy this path
with the data.
and just place here. You'll directly go to that folder. Just select all. You have to go to one by one because there will be a lot of activity you have to perform right now. Just see carefully. This data modeling is very crucial. First, we'll load category. Once you load it, what you are seeing? This is showing the structure and the data of the table of the QVD file. Okay, so category is a master table which whose data are not changed time to time, but it's a one-time entry. Okay, so this table, this category, just do next. Enable transformation step. So how we call, why we call as a transformation? When we load the QVD, we have to apply the transformation here. Okay, you can delete this record, because you can see here there are two scanners, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a scanner, I can delete marked. This is a scanner, I can delete marked. So now my data is perfect, right? So this we made the transformation. You can see there are two laptops, I can delete marked. Now we have the laptop here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we did a little bit transformation here, and next what do we, and some more transformation can be needed. We can apply where clause. For example, we show that this record is duplicate, this record is duplicate, and this is scanner is also duplicate. Now we have one scanner. Okay, next, suppose we have a lot of data from 2010 to 2015, and we do not want to load the entire data from the QVD. Even though those QVDs originally have the millions of record, we want to load a few records. Okay, then you can apply where clause here. Where, let us just choose this step, embed label. Where, let's say category ID is greater than, greater than 1, and category ID is less than equal to 5. Okay, then these many records will be loaded to
Display.
QVD. Okay, we're not going to do it, we are going to load all those tables. Okay, next, so the load statement would be exactly like this. Okay, finish. Okay, now the difference is, if you can just save and reload it, you'll get this category table to our inline memory. Okay, our in memory. To see the in memory, I show you what is the method, how to show the inline memory.
Could you repeat your question, Amit, please?
To show the inline memory of a table, what is the command? I said Control T.
Okay.
Okay, so it will show
Okay.
you the
Okay.
table, what will load to our memory. Got it?
Okay. Yeah.
And now, as I shown uh, in the extraction layer also, you can give the alias to the table. So here you can give the alias. Okay, after loading statement you can give the alias. Okay,
Yes.
okay, now what is this directory? It is automatically written here, I haven't written it. Okay, while we load it, it just automatically create the directory. What is this? This is a method to globalize your path. Okay, now you can see our QED file is loaded from a folder called data, which is there in its parent directory.
Okay.
I repeat, the category.qvd file is located somewhere in the data folder. That data folder is exists in its parent directory.
Parent directory.
Okay, right? We are here actually. We are now here. So if you go to one step back, it's a parent directory, and there you have the data folder where you have the QED files, right? So that's what the path says. It's a relative path. Okay. So if you just remove this path, what will happen? I can just remove this. What will happen? I'm just commenting
It
this.
won't find the QED file, right?
Exactly. Just save it and reload. What it is showing? It's showing cannot open the
It's
file
not open.
because it doesn't find the path. So what we can do, rather we can copy this, we can just do this, I mean declare this path everywhere in the QED file. This is also one process, but it is not a good process actually. Later
Okay.
on, you can load 200 QVDs to your database, to your data model. And if you want to just migrate the source code to your QlikView production server, and there your QlikView administrator will just change the QVD path to somewhere else. He doesn't want that QVDs would be resides in your application folder only. That QVD may be resides in a secure data vault where all the QVDs of the organizations will are residing. Okay. So what he can do, he can just copy cut those QVDs to somewhere else in the secured location. Okay.
Okay.
Now maybe in the network drive. Okay. Now he wants to change the QVD path in our data model. Does it is recommended to repeat this copy paste process 200 times because we have loaded 200 times 200 QVDs? No, it should not be like
No,
this.
no.
It should
No,
be
no, no.
some global path. Okay, so that if you'll just change one path, the entire path of all the declaration of all the QVDs will be affected. You got what I mean, right?
Yes, yes.
So just cut this path and paste here.
Okay.
What it is saying? Directory is this. So directory now is a statement or a syntax or a method which used to redirect your path, which used to just point your path of loading. Okay,
Mhm.
now we does not have any path in the QED, but the QED will be loaded. How come? Because in the directory we have given
Mention that.
one path. Okay, and now suppose few QVDs would be loaded from one path, and let's say 100 QVD will be loaded from one path, and next 100 QVD will be loaded from any other path. Okay, so while you just load this QVD, it will all automatically create the directory before the data load statement. Okay, so we have to just remove those QVD, and we can just keep one directory statement before 100 tables. Okay, not repeatedly, one declaration, and then we can load 100 tables. Okay, then
I
another.
have a quick question for you, Amit.
Sure.
Yeah. So for the directory we are mentioning dot backslash and data, right?
Yeah.
So how exactly, what does that mean? So how is it gonna look into that exact QED path actually?
Okay, I'm giving you a live example. Now what is this? This is DOS, right?
Yes, the
MS
command tag,
DOS.
yeah.
Okay. So if you want to go to its parent directory, when you
Okay.
first learn the computer, you must have learned the DOS command. Okay.
Yes.
If you want to go to exact directory, I mean the parent directory, what is the command?
Dot dot backslash
No, cd double
cd
dot.
space of cd double dot.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
coming
you go
to the
back
parent directory.
parent directory.
Okay, so if you want to go to this directory pin 2, then we have to use cd. Okay, now we enter to directory. Okay, so this is what exactly I mean here. Dot dot means it is going to the parent directory. Dot dot slash means it is going to the parent directory. Okay,
Okay.
then there you can find the data folder. In the parent directory we have the data folder. Then it is also considering like the same DOS command. Data slash means it is just entering to the data folder.
Yes.
Okay, and
Mhm.
once you point it inside the data folder, you can get any number of QVD because this QVD are physically residing there.
Okay. Can you once open that location for me in
Sure.
the Explorer?
This one.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is but the link shows that it is in business intelligence QlikView. So I did not understand how it is going, how it is taking the data from this location, you know.
Okay, I mean you mean to say like there are long path is here, but
Yeah, exactly. The long path is here, but we are mentioning only the data one.
okay, okay. So the path is two types. Okay, that's a good question. It is called a physical path. Okay, and it is called a relative path. Okay, now if you just remove this check, the relative path
Okay.
check, then and just loading this QVD once again and see what path are QVD is taking. Total file, table file, category. Finish. What is this path?
Uh, uh, okay, okay.
Got it?
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah, got it.
called physical path, which is not at
Physical
all
path.
recommended.
Oh,
Why
okay,
not
okay.
recommended? Because even in this way
No
also,
one should know the location of
even in this way also, if I can just migrate my source code to any other laptop or even
Okay,
from C drive to D drive, my QVDs can be loaded. How come?
okay,
Because I'll just copy this folder, this entire folder, okay,
okay,
where I would have data folder and all. Wherever I'll just place this folder, I'll get the data folder with me, and there would be just go to parent directory and get the data.
okay,
But if I'll give the entire physical path, what will happen if I'll just navigate to any other location, or if I'll just migrate this dashboard to any other location, what will happen? There, it will not find the exact physical path, so it will fail
okay.
the load. Got it?
Yeah,
So never use that path. Just
okay,
remove
yeah.
it. And also, this is having one merit. This process is having one merit that you can moving to another system or anywhere else, your your data will be loaded. But if at all the administrator does not want to keep the QVDs in your data folder, then that would be a problem,
Okay.
because in the big companies
Hmm.
QVDs are located somewhere that you do not know.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Okay, QVDs are the secure file. Suppose you are creating a dashboard for HR,
Hmm.
that will be a lot of payment related data, salary related data, that will be too secure. Even the developer does not know where is that data exists. They cannot copy the
Okay,
data. They can simply
Okay,
see
yeah.
the data, but they cannot copy this data to anywhere else.
Okay, okay.
So in that way, there would be an encrypted path. That would be a network
Mm-hmm.
drive where there should be a lot of authorizations, and that would be maintained by the QlikView administrator.
Okay.
That drive path is also encrypted. So what you'll do after you just deploy this application to your QlikView server, QlikView administrator just pull those QVDs, cut those QVD and place there in the central folder, central
Okay.
secure folder, and just copy that path of the central secure folder. And instead of repeating this iteration in every QVD load, he'll just go to the directory and place this path.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the
Yeah.
best way to use a global path. Okay, now the same way we will load all those QVDs. We'll just save and reload it. See the QVD here loaded, right? If I'll just if I'll just comment this path, showing error because I don't have any path of QVD category. Why category is showing error? Because category.qvd is not exist
Exist.
in the transform folder.
Transform.
Our current pointer is in transform folder. Okay. If you just change the directory, the directory will change to data folder. Okay. Logically, the directory will be changed to data folder.
Okay.
And now we will load. It was all about the QVD loading process. Now slowly we are moving to the complexity. Now we'll load another table. Okay, you'll see something, some other difference. I'm just going to load a make table. Make has a one to many relationship between category with category.
Okay.
One category has multiple makes. For example, I have list of category like desktop, laptop, printer, uh, multimedia devices. Okay, so for desktop I may have Lenovo, IBM, HCL, HP. Those are makes. For laptop, I may have Lenovo, Dell, okay, IPA, Apple, all those are makes of laptop. For printer, I may have HP, Canon, Nikon, all these are the makes of printer. Okay, so against one category, I may have multiple make in the make table. Okay, that's the relation between these two tables.
Okay.
So you can see here it has the category relations. Against category 1, there are many makes. Against category 3, there are many makes. Okay, so just finish it. Here also directory is automatically declared. We doesn't want it. I can even simply declare this directory, but if I'll just give one directory command, it will affect to all the
All the tables, right?
further loading statements.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if I have not removed the if I have used the directory, I must have to remove this.
Okay.
No mean for just to remove it, we use the category, we use the directory. Okay, and now we can create this table, give this table name as make. Okay, let's see what is happening. QlikView has a merit, or QlikView has a beauty that it will automatically associate the table or link the tables if it finds the common column between two tables. I repeat, QlikView automatically relate two tables if it finds there's a common column exists in two tables.
Okay.
Okay, so what does my mean is I have common column is in the category. category ID and category ID, right? These two common columns will automatically be related through QlikView association technology.
Oh, okay.
Okay, whereas we have two
Deleted.
other common fields also. Okay, deleted flag. Deleted flag is functionally mean that we doesn't delete any data from the table, rather we maintain a flag. For initial data entry, we maintain that deleted flag is 0. If the deleted flag is 1 in a table, that means this record is deleted.
Okay.
Okay, while deleting, we're not deleting the table record, rather we just updating 0 to 1.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the mean of deleted flag, and it must be there. So now how many common columns are there in two tables?
Two of them.
Two columns, category ID and
Deleted flag.
deleted flag. But in QlikView, there is a demerit also. If you just reload, QlikView automatically associate common column between two tables. Okay, but it is recommended that the relation between two tables should be based on one common column only. I repeat, the relation between two tables should be based on one column only. This is same as the real-time scenario. Between two person, there should be one relation only. If there would be two male, that can be a relation between father and son. That cannot be a relation of uncle and niece. Okay.
Okay.
If it is a father and son, he cannot be grandfather and son also.
Yeah.
Okay. So the relation between these two tables should be based on one attribute only. If it is based, if it is having more than one relations, that would form on another table called synthetic key. That would form another link table called synthetic key, which ultimately will reduce your performance, will just exhaust your application, and application may be slow down, your RAM performance would be highly occupied, and application will be hanged off in a weak data scenario. Okay, let us reproduce this synthetic key. Okay, so I'm just comparing the synthetic key with SQL. In SQL, do you have any knowledge of composite key? You must have heard about composite key.
Yeah. I heard about that, and I don't remember the
Okay,
terminology, the
composite
definition.
key is a key which is made a relation between two tables based on more than one attribute.
Okay.
Okay, likewise here we have category ID, and also we have deleted flag, so it's become a composite key which should not be there in the QlikView. So let us just reload it to see how the synthetic key looks like. There were two tables, right?
Yes.
Category and make. But how
Mm-hmm.
come these three tables exist? This is called synthetic key table. Okay, that's a
Okay.
synthetic
Synthetic
key
key.
one, so it's called synthetic key table. So as I said, between the category and make there should be one relation only, and that should be based on the functional key called category ID, not deleted
Mm-hmm.
flag. Okay, you must avoid this. You must avoid this synthetic key. Relation
Okay.
should be one to many. Okay, so how to avoid it? What are you thinking? How to avoid it? I'm asking you.
So we cannot delete any of the tables, right? From the column?
We
No.
can, in a very simpler
We can?
process, we can just comment one field.
Oh,
Okay, If you just comment, these two are the functional keys which are data are common in both the tables. So the
And no, no. If you uncomment this one, if you comment this one,
Mhm.
but the data, is there any way that the data will be same in both the tables?
Yeah, yeah, it's a good question. I'm just going to show that also. But this process,
Okay.
what I'm showing right now, this is not a practical process. Okay, in ClickView, this is normally how we do in SQL. Okay, now this relation is proper category to make. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so one category has its text of one category has its multiple. You can see category ID 111. So for desktop 1, 2, 3, 4 makes are there. For printer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 makes are there. Okay, for laptop Sony Vaio and Lenovo is there. Okay, so now I also want the deleted flag in the make table. I cannot avoid fields in make table. I want all these things. Okay, then how do you do it? The question is how do you do it without uncommenting, right? Because I may need the record of this table or attribute of this table in dashboard.
Yes.
So this is a big question and big constraint, but we have to avoid the synthetic key also. If you are unhiding, uncommenting, it is creating a synthetic key. Now our task is to just make it. So if we can do some other alternative, so in this case, ClickView has an alternative that we can apply a method called qualify in both the tables. Okay,
Okay.
what is qualify? Qualify is a process of renaming the column names of a table by adding the table name before the column name. For
Okay.
example, in our make table we have all those fields. Okay, if I'll just qualify this, I'll have make.make id, make.category id,
Make.
make.deleted flag.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, both the columns of both the tables will be distinct. Let us see.
Yes.
Qualify statement should be applied in the very first line. Qualify star. If you just make it qualify star, let us make it at the end, you have to use it unqualify star. So that qualify effect will be end here.
Okay.
After that, if you load any more table, that would not be qualified. Okay. So if you just make it qualified, let us see what is happening. Reload. Now see the table structure. Is there any join?
No choice.
How come? Why it is not joined? See the table fields properly and tell me why it is not joined. Because there were common fields last time, but now
Last time, but this time no common fields.
no common because it is not category ID. It is make.category ID. Now it is category.category ID.
Category to category.
Okay. It is category.deleted flag, whereas it is make.deleted flag. So if I ask you what is the qualify statement and what is the use of it, can you answer me now?
In order to what exactly how can I say? In order to avoid the uh, same names in different tables, you know.
You can simply say that qualify statement does change the or rename the field name of the table by adding the table name before the
Before
field
the
names of the
column name.
table separated by a dot.
Okay, yeah.
I repeat, the qualify statement just rename the columns of the table by adding the table name before each column separated by a dot.
Okay.
Okay, and the use of the qualify statement, and the benefit of the qualify statement is to avoid the discrepancies or avoid the synthetic key. Okay, to avoid a synthetic key by making the column names unique.
Okay.
Repeat, a qualify statement is useful for avoiding synthetic key in the tables by making each column of each table unique. Okay,
Okay.
now the relation is disconnected, but we want the relation. Why we're making the relation, I'll tell you just 10 minutes after this. So uh, now we want, our purpose is to relate these two tables. Okay, now how come you will relate it? We have to make this particular field, two fields, category ID and category ID, common in both the tables, right?
Yeah.
These two fields of these two table should be common, or else it will not join.
Yeah.
In that case, we have to unqualify or have the reverse action of qualify on these particular columns only.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, then the process is, you have to stay avoid the category ID from qualify actions.
Okay.
Okay, then in that case, you what you can do, you can go for unqualify a particular field.
Oh, category ID.
Can you do so?
Okay. Yes.
In this case, this
Same thing.
qualify statement or qualify action of all the columns will be affected except this category ID.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so you can see there's a key formed, that is
Okay.
category ID.
Okay.
And now it's a very good join, it's a proper join. Whereas we have a deleted flag common in both the tables, as we made it qualified, it's become distinct and it is not joining. So our joining is based on category ID,
Category ID.
right? Clear? What is
Yeah.
qualify and
Clear.
what is unqualify? Now tell me what is unqualify.
Uh, Unqualified?
Yeah, we use unqualified statement,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. It, I know the concept, but I'm not able to speak the words
Okay.
exactly.
Okay. Unqualified statement is you has the reverse action of qualify. Qualify is just make your columns unique by adding the table name before the column name separated by a dot, right? But
Yes.
unqualified statement will just make a reverse action. It just
Reversal of the
remove the table name before the column name. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It will not let the qualify action affected on a particular field. If you
Okay.
apply unqualified statement on a single field or a group of fields, then this unqualified statement will not let it affect the qualified statement on those columns. Okay,
Yeah.
now it's become a join. Okay, now the question is, why you are doing such labors? Why you are joining these tables? Why can't we just load those tables and form a analytics, create a graph? So the to answer this question, let me just show you few list boxes. Let me just go to the property and add the list box there. I'll show you category tables category. I'll show you make tables make. Okay, there are field of different tables, This category belongs to category table and make table is belongs to make table. And yes, qualify statement has a good merit also. It will just add your father name before your name so that you can be uniquely identified. Suppose there are two Navins in your class. Okay,
Mhm.
how can you uniquely identify it? Navin Sharma, Navin Gupta. Okay, based on your title, right?
Surname.
Surname. So it just add a prefix as a table name so that you can easily identify that this category is belongs to category table, its parent. Okay, this make is belongs to make table. Got it? So the table name is added, it is also easily identified by this field is belongs to which table. Okay, and now what you are doing, we're just going to create a analysis. As I said, I have one-to-many relations between make and category. So if I have joined these tables, I can relate those records. This is one table data and this is another table data. If I'll just select desktop, what is showing? Can I see the effect?
Yes, yes.
What effect is this? If it is desktop, it is showing white color
It shows
data
only the
makes in
white
the
color.
in the make table, right?
Okay. Mhm.
So what does it means? Gray color means unrelated records. This
Unrelated.
gray color means unrelated or unmatched records. But if it is white color, that means the relevant records from this category of this category. Desktop means we have this many desktops. Dell Optiplex 360, 380, IBM in our make table, right?
Mhm.
And if it is laptop, see Lenovo and Sony Vaio. Okay.
Yeah.
If it is a printer, it's HP
HP
of
test.
these many versions. Okay. But by the selections we are forming this data analytics. That is called this is called analytics actually. Okay. You can see this report in Excel. I'll just show you these two columns. But to do
Okay.
this, you have to go for cleansing the records and all. But here, if you just select a category, you will get the respective records.
Okay.
Okay. So now, uh, if I'll not join those tables, what will happen? Let us not join those tables. Let us just remove the qualify statement. Hello.